Welcome to Nirmal Bang, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Hiral Dadia. We have with us Mr. Dhaval Ajmera, Director at Ajmera Realty and Infra India, joining in. Welcome to the show, Dhaval, and always a pleasure to speak to you and get insights from you. Dhaval, overall, let's talk about the first quarter of FY23. An exponential growth of 261% is what we've seen. If you could just help us understand what has led to this growth.
Thank you, Hiral, for inviting us. It's always a pleasure to interact with the people around that in Nirmal Bang. So we are very excited. We had an impressive quarter one. As I said, real estate is one of the fundamental investment option which today people of India and public at large is really preferring. It has been imperative to see, and this always proves that any brand which I've been always saying that which is been consistently and sustainably doing real estate business has a preference over somebody else. So, and just to give this as an example, we at Ajmera's have been 53-year-old company, having delivered more than 45,000 plus apartments. We have seen the kind of faith and the value what we as Ajmera's get, and this is we just our launch of Ajmera Manhattan project in Vadala is one of the prime example of it. When we launch this and what we see this quarter one numbers is primarily because when we launched this project sometime in the month of April, and we saw the kind of superlative response which we've gotten, and then that's where we saw massive response coming in. So out of this 400 crores, roughly around 350 odd crores is just from the sales of the Manhattan project, which was just launched in this quarter. So that's where we see the big jump coming.
Right. So overall, if you see in terms of the 400 crores that we've achieved in terms of sales value, is this something you think is sustainable, taking into consider, overall in terms of how the growth could be taking all the challenges into consideration?
Well, see, this spike is because of the launch which has happened. But having said that, we at Ajmera's have different projects at different stages, be it Ghatkopar, Ajmera Sikova, Ajmera Greenfinity. Obviously, there is a sustenance at Ajmera Manhattan. We have Bangalore projects, we have Pune projects. So all those put together is definitely will have. Obviously, it won't be as big as a spike which we expect every quarter, but overall we are still seeing a very healthy and a promising year this year in terms of sales, and we are hoping to really achieve much more than what we've done over the last few years. So as a company we are targeting 5x growth, and we are continuing to move towards that.
Overall, in terms of the achievement that we've seen in terms of carpet area sales as well, now overall, that number is almost more than doubled, correct? So in terms of the price point, how are we seeing it?
So price point has to be moderate, because if we want volumes and if we are looking at sustainable, I think I'm very clear that any project, if it is priced right and if it is having the right valuation, it gives it gives a proper response. But if I overprice it, I'm sure today in the market there are many other options available. But obviously, brand, the support, the trust plays a role, but at the same time, it's the pocket which matters also. So we need to see a balance of everything, and that's how we price it. And I personally believe pricing right is a formula which we've been always maintaining and keeping. So it's not that our sales value doubles or price also going to double. No, that's not the scenario. But we are sustainably, slowly, increasing the price, keeping the input cost inflation in mind, keeping the interest cost inflation in mind. All that factors come in play, and definitely with that, there has been a price hike which happens from time to time, but it's not very sustainable. It has to be sustainable to the public at large.
Right. So Dhaval, overall 430 crores we've clocked. And whereas 400 crores is what we've clocked versus 430 crores that we saw in full year of last year, right?
Right.
So is it right to say that probably the numbers could be 4 times what we've seen for the FY23?
Well, it won't be. We are hoping to have a great number.
Hmm.
Definitely trying to achieve much beyond what we did in last year, but it definitely won't be 4 times. But we are actually looking at double for sure. So more than double, it will be there.
Right. And overall, if you see in terms of the upward revision that has happened in terms of the repo rate, are we seeing any slowdown on that thing? Because clearly another rate hike is something which could be on the annual. We're talking of almost from 75 to 90 basis points, which automatically will make buying a house expensive. But do you think any, I mean, the consumers are viewing it as a concern, or is it like something which is already priced in?
So, what we have observed and we've seen is, yes, there has been a bit of resistance. There have been two, three factors over the last 1.5 months, what we saw. School vacations is one of the factors. Second is rains. Third is the interest rate. These three factors have dipped in the kind of inquiry which is currently happening in the
Hmm.
overall real estate market. But having said that, we have not observed that, okay, because the interest rate has hiked up in home loans from the last 1.5 month to more than about 50 to 100 basis points, we should stop looking at home loans. So I see today interest rates were at the all-time low, like 6.5%. What we see is that my personal assessment is, if it is around 7.5 to 8 levels, I think that is sustainable. But if it goes beyond 8%, that's where we will start seeing a serious resistance coming from the buyers. But I also see, I don't think the government would probably take such kind of steps, because the RBI, and they would not take those kind of steps, because I see, home loans and real estate is a very, very pull factor for the economy of the urban India. And such kind of resistance will have a lot of ripple effect in 250 to 270 dependent industries of real estate. So my personal feeling is that even historically, if you go to see when Lehman Brothers crisis happened, when that was the time when government made home loans from 9% to 7%, and we saw a great rise coming in the market, and we were the first amongst the countries all over the world which really revived from the Lehman Brothers crisis. So I think history speaks for itself. We don't see too much of hike probably the government or the RBI would take. Otherwise, there will be resistance, which I don't think should be the matter. I mean, should be the case.
Right. So overall, in terms of 23, what are the new projects that we are looking to launch?
So we are looking to launch a few projects. As we said that overall our target for the next 2 years is to launch 6 to 7 projects, which will have a top line of around 4,000 crores. 4 to 5 are being from Bombay, few are from Pune. We are looking at one in central Mumbai to launch in this coming year. We are looking at one in Juhu to launch. We are also looking one more project in central Mumbai. So about these three projects we are looking to launch this year, and then few more will be coming in Pune and other parts of Mumbai next year. So overall, the pipeline is strong. We are looking at about 2.4 million square feet of development coming in the next announced being done in the next 1.5 2 years time, and we will be looking at a top line of 4,000 crores from these.
Right. And any new geographies we are targeting?
No, we are currently looking only at primarily Bombay, but also Pune and Bangalore, and a few probably in Ahmedabad, but not going beyond that for now.
Absolutely. And I think that's a good growth that you're seeing in a, individual state, individual city, I would say, though we have a Bangalore that comes in as an addition as well. But thank you so much, Dhaval, for joining us on the show. Congratulations once again. Good luck for the coming quarters. And we're talking of 2.5 times, but let's see if we move beyond 4 times as well. Hoping for that.
Thank you, Hiral.
Thank
Thanks
you
a
so
lot.
much.
Pleasure talking to you.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel for in-depth interviews of India Inc. and press the bell icon so that you do not miss our updates.